Is all this effort really necessary? Shouldn't love just find its way into your life? How do you avoid long text message conversations? Can you break up with a guy over text if he's been disrespectful or inconsiderate? And I respond to a couple of comments from last week on the "Is it unattractive if a woman is too busy" video. Welcome to Ask Mark. It's week number 37. We are going strong and I have some exciting news for you. Guess what Mark has done? We have a Facebook group. So I've been responding to as many comments as I can, but I hate that I get behind. I hate it, and there's just these seas of comments that I want to respond to. You know, we've got almost 200 videos now, these seas of comments, and I just can't get to all of them. I've got the master coaches on some of them, but it's making me really sad that they're going unanswered. So I've set up a Facebook group as well, where you can go there to get your questions posted, and also you can go there to help other women with their questions. Because, you know, a lot of you have been watching this channel for quite some time. You're thinking in ways that how do I grow my self-esteem? How do I be the best version of myself and put that into my dating life? You're going to be fantastic at helping other women with that too. And I can be in that group. And this is cool. When I answer a question, more of you are going to see it. There's going to be more than, one of you who reads the comment response. So the Facebook group link is in the description. Make sure you go and join right now. Click it right now. Make sure you subscribe to this channel as well for all the videos coming up. And let's get into the questions. The first question comes from Lorraine. And Lorraine says, "Mark, I don't feel like dating. I am waiting for the right guy to appear in my life. I guess I will have some feeling that it's him. Is that okay, Mark?" Lorraine, I was on a call with a client the other evening, and she is big into her spirituality. She's a very spiritual person. It's not something I do a lot of, but it's very important to her. And in spirituality, there's a concept called awakening. Now, I didn't know a lot about this, but she explained it to me, and she was telling me that it's something people very rarely achieve in their spiritual practice. And I said, well, how does one become awakened? And she said, being awakened isn't really a goal you can set out to achieve. She said, we have a saying in spiritual practice. It's that being awakened is an accident, and the study of spirituality makes you accident prone. And I thought, what a wonderful analogy and what a wonderful way to answer this question. Let me tell you about two amazing women that I've had in my life. The first one I met quite a few years ago, and the second a few years more recently than that. Two beautiful relationships, and I have both those women to thank for the man I am today. Now, before I'd met either of them, I went and did a lot of self-work. I beat my own social anxiety. I went out hundreds of nights. I pushed my confidence. I met people. I grew social skills in all sorts of varying environments. Now, what then happened is I got more confidence. I did more things that fitted with my new confidence, and one of those things I did was topless waitering. And as I was doing that, guess what? One group there, by accident, I ran into a beautiful woman who would later become my girlfriend. Several years after that, I met another woman in a nightclub. Total coincidence. But what was I even doing in a nightclub? At age of 20, I'd never even been in one. And here I am at age 25, comfortable meeting people at home, and I just happened to meet one beautiful woman who changed my life. Spiritual study makes you accident prone to awakening, and putting effort into your dating, taking action, building a social life makes you accident prone to finding someone. See, Lorraine, I believe we make fate happen. And I'm never a coach that's going to tell you sit on the sidelines and wait for a man to ride into your lounge room on a unicorn. Because I don't believe that makes you accident prone. If you believe fate is an accident and fate is something he will appear when the time is right, I believe you make that fate happen. And by putting effort into your dating, by growing your confidence, by working on being the best you, by challenging your social skills, you will make yourself very accident prone to find the one. I'm incredibly fortunate that when I put myself out there after all these years of working on myself and growing my skills, I ended up in an environment that I never would have been in before, and the accident happened. Twice. So Lorraine, I don't agree with the concept of just sitting there and hoping fate will take care of it for you. I believe we make our own fate. Good question. The second question is from Twin Peaks, and I like this one. It's a two-part question. Twin Peaks says, "So Mark, what is your opinion on breaking up with a guy via text, especially if he was disrespectful, dishonest, and inconsiderate?" Maybe I'm wrong, however, why bother talk to a guy face to face when he has no regard for anyone but himself? Also, how do you avoid long text when that's the only way of communication? Thank you. Let's go to the first question first, Twin Peaks. And you said, what is your opinion on breaking up with a guy if he was disrespectful? Now, you use the words breaking up. So by those terms, breaking up, I have to assume that you're in a relationship with this person. This person is your boyfriend, your man, your partner. So the question would then be, what is your opinion on breaking up with your partner if he was disrespectful, dishonest, and inconsiderate? Well, my first thing would be, why are we in a relationship with someone who's dishonest, disrespectful, and inconsiderate of you? But now that we've got there and we want to break it up, kudos to you, you're putting your boundaries in place. I would always recommend doing that and breaking off that official partnership at least over the phone. If he's ideally you want to do this in person, but if he's very disrespectful, intolerable, has just turned into a complete dick, for lack of a better term, at the very least, you want to be doing that over the phone and not over text. Now, if it was a dating context, you've been on 2 dates and a man's being very rude, you might not give him the time of day, you might just send a polite, respectful text. Hey, look, it was great meeting you. It's probably not for me. I don't think we're compatible, but thanks for your time and thanks for the catch-ups. Then he goes on some barrage, whatever, say whatever you want. You've said your piece, it's fine, it's done. But if it's a partner, no, I would not break up with him over text. Your second question I love. Your second question I really love. How do you not avoid long texts when that's the only way of communication? That is never the only way of communication. Never. Never, never, never. I'm really passionate about this. I hate long, complex text conversations. They never go well. There's always overthought. There's always messages are delivered in the wrong manner. Never have long or personal conversations over text. I'm going to show you an example from literally my own phone. I'm going to put this up on the screen now. Literally my own phone. And this was a situation in my own life where I was seeing a woman on a casual basis and we decided to not go ahead with that. We had good chats about it and then we sent a couple of final messages. However, it wasn't as clear, obviously, to her as I thought it was to me. And so I thought I'd said my piece, stopped replying, left it there. She didn't feel that was the case. And she wanted to continue it over text. I felt that was highly inappropriate and I wasn't amenable to that. So I sent her this message, which is basically, nope, not going to talk about this here. It's a flat out no. More than happy to chat over the phone. She actually called me then, told me that it was very uncomfortable for her, but I said, yeah, I appreciate that. No, I can respect that, but this way we can respect each other and have this conversation. Had a fantastic, respectful conversation and friends since, right? Everything went really, really well because I could keep my tone, nice and low, keep everything relaxed, explain myself in a very calm manner, and we were able to communicate effectively because we didn't do it over text. So this is very important. Just flat out don't do it. Do not get into these conversations over text. Let men know you won't do it. Let them know you're happy to chat over the phone. And if a man's not willing to have a proper fucking conversation with you over the phone, find one who is. Good question. The last question, not really questions, they're comments from last week's video, but I wanted to elaborate. It was the "Are busy women unattractive to men" video. And Katie and Martha had a couple of comments. Katie said, sorry Mark, I disagree. Despite making time to get to know guys and making it a priority, I've been told my busy life seems like excuses. Even though my job has never made me cancel a date, it's interfered with being able to chat on the phone when they wanted to, stuff like that. Of course, not all guys have said it, a lot have. That's the only thing you've said I haven't agreed with. Martha says, I'm a busy woman, I've made time for dating. However, all the guys still ask me, when are you going to have time for me again? I hate that. Instead they ask me, hey, do you need help studying? You work so hard, can I give you a massage? It seems to me that most guys want a pretty successful girl, but they don't want to be part of the process and they are not supportive at all. If a guy I like is working hard to get his stuff together, I would want to help him and be supportive. Okay, I want to just address a couple of things here. The first thing is that I said in last week's video, yes, busy women are going to be attractive. But they're not going to be attractive to everyone, okay? Certain types of men aren't attractive to every woman. Okay, there's certain insecure men who cannot handle a busy woman, no doubt. There's certain men who cannot handle a woman who is in a high-powered position, who makes money. There's certain men who cannot handle a woman who be superficial, has large breasts or small breasts, or there's certain men who are just not finding certain things attractive. It could be attachment style. There's certain men who are attracted to more outspoken women. There's certain men who are attracted to quieter women. There's always going to be subsets of men. So when I say busy women are attractive, what I'm really saying is to the high quality, high caliber, secure men, the high value men that you're wanting to attract, it is my belief as a coach that those types of men will find a busy woman attractive. Now, this is important because I made this clear on the video last week too. If you're too busy, either you're not making time for him or dating, or your busyness is actually a front and it's kind of a defensive mechanism to make sure that you're always the one who's the less vulnerable party, making sure you're the one who always has the power, then men will put up walls as well, because you're putting up walls too. So, the first thing I'd say to Katie and Martha is the types of men you're attracting, making sure that you're actually going after the high caliber guys that are in your league, because if you go for guys below your league, they will actually reject you. They'll call you too busy, they'll be insecure. You can't necessarily be compatible with people who are below your league. You've got to make sure you're fishing in the right pond. So that would be the first thing, is making sure your self-esteem is going after the quality guys that are actually congruent with your busyness and who you are and the life you're building. Now, assuming you're doing that, if you're doing that, you're saying, I'm meeting the right guys, but they're still not attracted, Mark, then a little bit of feedback on things you can do. Number one, as a busy woman, this is really cool, is you can be even more free-flowing with your interest. Everyone's concerned about giving too much interest, right? Oh, what if he runs? What if he doesn't like me? The busier you are, the more you can just say, hey, I really want to see your face. Hey, I can't wait to catch up. You can be really clear about that. The second thing is that, and I've had to do this on several occasions, is that sometimes you'll get this message, and it's often in messenger or text form, oh, you're too busy, oh, you don't have time. That's when you've got to nip it in the bud. If you like the guy, don't text him back, get on voicemail, leave a voicemail, or even call him and go, yeah, no, look, I know I've been useless, I know I haven't made time, here's my extra effort that I'm going to go to. And you might say, no, look, I'm going to make time on Thursday. I've got time, you have my word. That's a great way to do it. But just leaving the voicemail, making sure your communication is clear, because he's going to hear it in the tone of your voice that, no, she's serious about me. So using voicemail, making sure you show your interest, don't mix business with pleasure, and I feel like Martha, you might have been doing this, expecting men to be supportive during your time together is not realistic. This isn't your boyfriend, this isn't someone who's studying with you or being your work supporter. If you're only going to divert a tiny amount of time each week to dating, make sure that's quality time where the guy really feels your presence and feels you're there, not time where he's playing second fiddle to your work. So there's some good points if you are busy. The coolest part about being busy, and I'm always encouraging all of you, all of my clients, to build a life you love, build a busy, full life that you love, because you'll spend less time thinking about men, you'll spend more time thinking about your own stuff and what you've got going on, and then when you do get time to meet men, talk to men, you won't have to do any of these bullshit games like holding back your interest. You'll just be able to say, yep, I like you, I can't wait to see you, I've got Thursday afternoon free, I'm making the time, love to see your face. So if it's a guy you like, and it's a high quality guy who you believe is in your league, oh my nose, make sure that you are making it clear that you like him and you are going to make time. As long as you're doing that right, the guys will love the fact that you're busy. Well, that's it. That's Ask Mark. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening. Make sure you leave your comments, thoughts, questions all below, as you always do. More questions, and join that Facebook group. I'll put the link, but make sure you join it. Give the video a thumbs up and hit that big red subscribe button. I'll see you in the next Ask Mark very soon. You always make me